Hey, here we go. What a crazy kook. Hello and welcome to Monday Night Live. Can you believe that it is the end of January already? And I'm laughing to myself because I have been using uh, Facebook Live for about 6 years now, and I've been using this platform, StreamYard, for about 18 months now. And can you believe I actually forgot how it works? So let me just press a few buttons here that will get it sorted. I can't believe I did that. So if you're watching live, as always, please let me know if you're watching. Let me get my buttons and everything sorted here first so I can keep on track. So if you're watching live, please let me know where you're watching from, how you're feeling today, end of January already. So 1 month down out of 12, but then hasn't that gone really quickly? And I have a hunch that this year is going to just zip on by. So really important that we make the most of every day. So if you're watching, drop me a line and say hi. If you're watching the replay, please just type replay. Let me know where you're watching from. We have members from literally all over the world, and people watching, women watching from all over the world. And if it's your first time watching, I'd love to hear from you as well. And like many of our members who are going to pop on soon, it'll be lovely to see you guys again as well. Hi, Cindy from Sydney. Yeah, hot today. It was hot here. We've got the air conditioning on today, all working from home. So the kids next door sit under my office window, hanging out in their pool all day. So I have to shut the windows and have the aircon on, or I would get no work done at all. Hi, Cherie. Hope that you're feeling better. Hi, Patricia from Crescent Head, and Mandy from Roxby. So we have literally the East Coast and South Australia covered already. So thank you so much for being here. Tonight I'm going to talk about movement, and I've sent out a newsletter already this afternoon, a bit ahead of myself today. So if you haven't received that, members and non-members, please check your inbox. And if it's not there, it could be in your junk or spam. So check that. But movement comes in different forms, and I've been reminded this week in lots of conversations that I've had about just how fragile we can be when we talk to ourselves. So movement, we think, is just literally getting from place A to place B, and it is. And movement is the act of physically, shifting our presence from somewhere here to somewhere else. But movement is also about location. So moving from and being in one location to being in another. And movement is also around the mindset. So when I talk about the act of movement, it's not just I'm getting up and I'm moving. It's a whole lot of those things. And I was reminded over the course of the past week just how important movement is in so many ways, all of those three elements, but also to our self-talk and how we're probably, and I've spoken about this before, our own worst critic of all. So let me just check in who else is here. Oh, hi, Joanne. Lovely to see you. And hi, Gillian. And Lorelei from Stanthorpe, and Patricia from Victoria, Pasco Vale. So lovely to have everybody here. I think we are having either a heat wave or a deluge of rain all over the country. So please take care wherever you are. I know here in Brisbane where I am, it's going to be 35 degrees tomorrow. It's so humid. Our ladies who were out hiking today did such an amazing job. And hi, Vanessa from Karoi. So movement of the physical is... as I said, moving the body. And I learnt in the times of the past 2 years, and there's no doubt the past 2 years have been challenging in many ways. And when we look back, one day it will become a distant memory, what we're all going through now. But for me, it's really important that my movement is done first thing in the morning when I wake up, and that my movement, so that's my physical. So I will do something. It may be yoga, it might be running, it might be a walk, it might be the gym, but I will do something. But my movement is in a different location. So I'm moving location. So I'm getting out of my own space, whether that's, going from the bedroom to the balcony to do some yoga, or whether it's actually leaving the house and going for a walk. And I know that when I've done that movement of the physical and when I've done that movement of the location, I've actually then moved my mindset. So I have set myself up for the day. And at no time was that ever more acute than, you may have heard me say, my son got COVID on New Year's Eve. And so we had the four of us 7 days in isolation, and we didn't leave the house. We could go out to our garden, but we literally couldn't go any further. So whilst I had lots to keep me busy, it was that act of moving beyond my location and beyond my normal, like I couldn't do anything particularly physical. I could, make some videos and functional fitness videos and things like that, but I couldn't actually go and do my normal physical routine to start shifting that mindset. So it became really acutely important to me that movement isn't just about the physical shifting the body. It is about the location. How often have we gone outside and, so we're sitting at our desk and something's bothering us, and we then get up and go outside, and it just changes our perspective altogether. So that movement of location is really important. And then, when it shifts perspective, we actually can start to shift our mind. Hi, Gwen from Port Macquarie. Hi, Heather in Berwick. Hi, Joe from Yamundi. And hi, Tracy from Kempsey. So that shifting of the mind is really important. And there's that saying that, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity or madness, or however that saying ends. But it's the same, like if we keep moving the same way, we get stronger, which is great, but we get just strengthening the same result. And hi, Wendy from Wodonga. If we stay in the same physical location all the time, then that's okay too, but we never get another perspective or another angle on it. But if we stay in the same mindset all the time and want to expect a different result, then that's probably not going to happen. So the flex that we need to shift in our mindset is equally important as the other two aspects. And there's this great show, I can't remember the name, whether it was a show or some sort of documentary on or any of the channels now, about a group of I don't know if it wouldn't have been The Apprentice because I don't watch it, but something like that, but higher quality, where they were down in the streets of New York and they were trying to solve a problem and they couldn't solve the problem. And of course, if you've ever been to New York or you've seen pictures of New York, it is literally just skyscrapers all around and everything is very forward vision, almost tunnel focus because you can't see the broader aspects. And then what they did was they took these people to the top of a building where they could see the whole big picture. And it really just put into perspective that the movement of the mindset and the movement of the location really made a difference to how we think about things and how we view things. And we realized that something that might be tiny and niggling at us right here, when we just do that subtle shift, doesn't have to be big, we can actually see it from a different perspective or a different angle and then get some different views on it. So let me just check in with everyone here. Hi, Susan, and hi, Sue, and hi, Therese. Today you walked around the house to take the bins out myself. A small trip, but worth the movement. Absolutely. So Therese had a broken leg and is on the rehab trail, and that is such a big, a small trip, but a huge movement. And when you can actually start to move to get out of your house, or change rooms, that makes such a difference to perspective. And let's just check in with Cindy. Cindy says, so agree with that. One of the biggest revelations for me has been how delightful and rejuvenating has been to walk outside even the urban streets, but even more so in nature and the bush. Absolutely. And, she's called Mother Nature for a reason because she does nourish us. That forest bathing has such a beneficial effect. If we can move from an urban to a green space, just a park where there's trees, or sit under a tree or look at a tree, it really does start to shift how we feel about everything. Hi, Kerry from Landrigan as well. And Mandy says, when I think about movement, I also gravitate towards those things or people that bring positive elements to me and where I need to be or heading. Absolutely, Mandy. That's a fabulous comment that someone said to me today that they were listening to a podcast that, everybody needs 8 people in their life. And that movement towards gravitating towards those people and leaving behind perhaps some of the people that you that aren't serving with where you want to go. I mean, there's a whole nother conversation we could have about where we want to go and how do we know where we want to go. But recognizing that these are the type of people that you want to hang around with, or that you aspire to be like, or that you can learn from or grow from. And then these are the people who serve you in these different areas, which are, good for this, or this, is a really great shift in movement as well. I totally agree with that, Mandy, and thank you for sharing that. And hi, Narelle, and hi, Kathy. Lovely for you all to be here. And okay, I'm just going to share this one as well from Wendy. Moving between two home bases certainly does help clarify the problems and good things about each. Yeah. And I think in that, Wendy, that when we can see it that way and we know the good and the bad and we appreciate and are grateful for what we have and we don't have, we can then move in the direction that we want. It's when we have, when we don't know what we want, how do we know where to move to? And that's a whole nother conversation as well. With the movement of the physical, there is this, if we don't use it, we lose it. And we don't have to go, I'm not 20 anymore, unfortunately. I mean, I wouldn't want to be 20, but, as I get older, different things start to happen to your body. And if I could just get rid of the hot flushes, that would be a great thing. But if we don't keep using our muscles and our body, then we will lose that ability. And we don't have to go hard and we don't have to go fast. We just have to go. We just have to move. And we were talking about this when we had our hike about this morning. And, when something happens to you, whether that's an injury, an illness, a death or grief, and I've had my share of those like everybody has, or a traumatic event like COVID, we can feel that a lot of things are beyond our control and our body reacts in different ways. And we never know how we're going to react to these big life impacting events till we're in them. And we can plan for them, but we don't do them often enough, which is a good thing to become experts. So we can tend to think that it's all beyond our control. And I know when I broke my wrist a few years ago, and when my mother died and my father died 10 years apart, you can just assume that none of your life is in your control, and you can go right to the edge and give up. And I'm like, I'm giving up, I'm not going to do this anymore. And you can stand on that edge, and then you have the choice to decide, are you just going to go over the edge and let it, not the literal, just the literal edge, not the real edge, and just let things keep happening to you? Or are you going to take back control and start, really pulling back on those things that you were doing before, that you are good at? And I think as women, and certainly the women that I have spoken to in the last couple of weeks, is we're very hard on ourselves. We think that if we have a setback for whatever reason, and then when we come back to it, that maybe we've lost a little bit of fitness, or, we get out of breath faster, I think we tend to beat ourselves up. The fact is that you've come back, that you haven't let whatever it is define you. And I see lots of women who are defined by an injury from 30 or 40 years ago that doesn't really exist, but have latched onto that. And then I've seen some amazing, wonderful, Merlene and Angela, I'm talking to you, and you'll hear from our member Angela in a couple of weeks, who had hip replacements and are just doing amazing things because they chose to keep going down the path of movement that they wanted to. But we're starting to hear, and we spoke about this on Sunday morning social the other week, about the women in their 90s who are starting to appear in news feeds and on Facebook, who are just doing amazing things, who are running, who are ballet classes, who are swimming, who are doing all sorts of things because they're continuing to move every day or every other day. And so move it or lose it is an action. So, that cliff edge, or just clawing back and going, hey, this is like Mandy said, I'm gravitating to the people that are going to, help me become who I want to be in the decades to come. And Jane, who works with us here at Women's Fitness Adventures, her and I were talking over a cup of coffee today, just saying that, if we did this, then that's not really the direction that we want to go. We actually need to make, have some decision making and some control, rather than just letting us be the creek that flows. It's like, no, we actually want to steer our path and go this way. So that was a movement in our mind that happened as well. And when we feel physically strong, that movement, and I loved, was it you, Ellen, and Patricia, who put a comment in the member Facebook group just before that, from all the functional fitness, that you are now doing things that you didn't, feeling stronger and doing things that you weren't able to do, or are now stronger at than you were a couple of months ago. And I think that is just testament to this whole movement of the physical, movement of the location, and movement of the mindset as well. But from my perspective, when women feel great, not okay, I want to hear, I feel great when I ask someone a question. We just do amazing things. When we feel good, the world's just an easier place, and we do amazing things. And that's what I want in this movement for everybody. Hi, Annie, and hi, Georgie, as well. So if you agree or disagree or have some comments that you want to pop in there, then, or questions that you would like to have a discussion about, then please just pop them in the chat there. So I have spoken about movement of location. So there's movement of physical, there's movement of location, and then movement of that mindset. And you know what? It's okay to be in a funk or in a little bit of a hole. And at the moment, I think we're all feeling maybe a little bit battered. I don't know if you are, but, as in the media are throwing stuff out. We don't know when this is going to end. We don't know. We can't plan. We can't, we're tired of being adaptable and interchangeable and, pivoting here and pivoting there. And that whole, I feel like a fish in a fish and chip shop that's just thrown into the batter and then, getting fried up at times because, we really don't know what's coming, and we've all done so well for so long. So it's okay to feel that, and that doesn't help the movement in the mindset, but to recognize that it's okay to feel that way is really acknowledging that, the mind is processing, the mind is doing stuff, and that we are moving ourselves forward as well, and to realize that you're not alone in those thoughts as well. But we've all proven that we can adapt and that we can change because we had to. But imagine the good we could all do if we changed and adapted because we wanted to, because we want to have that freedom of movement for now and forever. We want to have that ability to shift our location and move from here to outside to the forest, to walk through the trees, and also to have that strong mind that stays with us, to be able to keep shifting our mindset, to always be curious, to always be asking questions. And we can have that if we continue to, move every day in our body, because that alone sets off a chain reaction that makes us nice and strong. So that's the movement tonight. So movement of body, movement or physical, movement of location. So from just changing perspective, looking out that window instead of that window, and movement of the mindset as well. And I think that's really important. So Patricia says, movement of the mindset is very powerful and is necessary to make us move physically. Yeah, it's easy to sit there and go, I'm not going. That's why I do my exercise in the morning. I'm not going out. It's too hard in the afternoon. I've done that. I'd rather sit at home. And Gillian says, sometimes when I notice I'm in a funk, I feel its energy and move with it. Yeah, jump, dance, yell. And the feeling shifts to something supportive. Absolutely. It's just kind of shaking it off. But it takes a lot, Gillian, to recognize that. And I really thank you for sharing that too, because we can, if we don't recognize it and know how to shake ourselves out of it, it can kind of spiral for a couple of days. I give myself 2 days, and that's it, 2 days for a funk. And then I try and shift myself out of it. So fortunately, they don't come along that often, but, we're all human and it does happen. So thank you for sharing that. And hi, Helen from the Mary Valley in Queensland. So for our members who are watching tomorrow or the next day, we're just putting the final touches on it now. Our focus for the month of February is movement around the physical, movement around the space, and movement around the mindset as well. And we've got a great masterclass coming up in February, which we'll share with you the details of that in the next couple of days. We've also got another member challenge all around movement coming up, which will go for about 15 days, starting on about the 7th of February. So that's pretty exciting, and some member prizes to be given out daily as well. So look out for those. If you're not a member, you can join our membership. Membership is currently open, so you can join by clicking this link. Where is it? womensfitnessadventures.com/join membership. So on the website up the top is /become a member. We had lots of response. Mandy's watching to Mandy's story last week about how Mandy went from almost burnout and overwhelm in her role to, finding the balance in her life and finding that life-work balance. So just switching that whole focus around. And Mandy is living proof, like many of you are, that regardless of where you live, you can, get fit, strong and active and be part of a community and achieve amazing things if you find the right, movement, as you said, Mandy, of people to start gravitating towards. Speaking of gravitating, and something that has, I'm touching every bit of wood I can find. Well, actually, there's no wood on my desk here, because next Monday, our team, and if you're watching, please let me know, head off to our Victorian High Country adventure. The ladies have been so amazing. Many of them have been waiting for 2 years to go on this adventure, which is happening next week. And we know that the movement, we know how transformational going on a multi-day adventure is. Whether you go on one of ours, we know the impact that has on someone's life, or whether you have your own. But just changing that movement every day, that walking into fitness of being responsible for putting one foot in front of the other every day. And by, day 3, you're like, yeah, let's keep going. But the movement of location as well, seeing new things, appreciating new things, being curious of what's around you. And also the movement in mindset, when you allow yourself the opportunity to have space to be just for you. And let's face it, as women, we're doing stuff for every other person. And, it takes a while before we keep moving ourselves up the ladder. But to have that space for you really does make such a difference. And we know from our feedback of 8 years just how transformational going away and giving something back to you can do. So those ladies are going away on Monday, and we look for their photos on our main page here on the Facebook group, and they're going to be pretty spectacular, and there'll be lots of laughs and lots of wonderful, amazing stories that come out of that. And then not long after that, so Saturday week, our Couch to Mountain team heads off. We are so excited. I know that probably a couple are watching. Mandy's definitely watching. Our program that was 6 months and turned into 8 months is heading off. And we have literally gone together as a team from the couch for whatever reason, injury, not able to move or anything. Hey, Kathy's woohooing as well. We will be on that summit, assuming no extreme weather conditions come in 2 weeks on Mondays. So we are pretty excited about that Couch to Mountain program. And if that's something of interest to you, we'll be having some details come out, but you will certainly hear about that. But we know the impact, yes, all of you Couch to Mountainers are watching there, I can see. But we know the impact that doing an adventure has, or just getting out and just this whole thing of movement of the physical, movement of the location, and movement of the mind has. And the more you do it, the more you want it. So that's that's what's happening in the next 2 weeks. Of course, we've also got, for members, we've got book club tomorrow, and loving the book, our In Order to Live, about escaping life in North Korea. And if you ever doubt your life, then read this, because it will make you appreciate every single moment of what we have here in the Western world. So let me just check in on comments. Yes, Mandy's saying, have fun in your adventure to the Victorian High Country. Alona says she's very excited for everyone going on the adventure and looking forward to the pictures. Pictures and videos will happen. Kathy is woohoo, because Kathy's with me. And Kerry says, have a wonderful time, ladies. Hope you enjoy the high country as much as I do. Yes, we will, Kerry. Definitely one of my happy places. I used to go there as a kid with my mum and dad. So unfortunately, I can't get there this time, but they will have a great time. And Gwen and Annette, who are heading to, that's us, says Gwen, Couch to Mountain. How exciting. And Annette says woohoo as well. So very exciting there. And Narelle wishes us all very exciting, looking forward to the pictures. Yeah, they will be fantastic pictures, and there are stories that will come out of that and be shared forever. Remember to have fun. Robin, I think that is just a given. Fun is the first factor in the equation. So if you are looking for an adventure, whether, with us or not, there is our hiking guide that you can download about how to make what questions to ask to make sure that you are on the right adventure to guarantee your success and have the best time ever. But if you are wanting to not do any of that hard work and do one with us, then you can visit our website. We've just released our Snowy Mountains Explorer hiking adventure, which is next month. So it's only 5 weeks to wait for that one, which is very, very exciting. And covers some great distances, covers Mount Townsend, which is the second highest peak in the Snowy Mountains. So there's that one. Then in April, we have Mount Moffat, which is a little known national park in Western Queensland and home to the last bushrangers. So that is very exciting, and some fantastic sandstone formations. We're right up on top of the Great Dividing Range in Queensland, so the highest plateau. It's a combination of camping and day pack hiking. And, there are very few people that will see what we will see that time. So check out that one, or our Royal National Park, which is always a favourite. And, I know that map of Australia. I know, that it's all the edges and we're an island, but never in Australia have I been anywhere where I feel I'm literally walking on the edge of the map, because you are literally walking on the edge of that crust of our island, just south of Sydney, for a good couple of days on the most beautiful, beautiful coastline that New South Wales, well, I know there's lots it has to offer, but in terms of accessible to hiking and right on the edge, like you're literally, looking down there at whales and cliff tops and all sorts of amazing things. So if you are looking for an adventure, we've got those and many more on our website as well. So check them out. But, certainly from tonight, I really encourage you to, think about your movement of your physical, think about your movement of your location, and think about your movement of your mindset. And for our members, that's all part of our challenge, which is coming up, and you'll receive those details in a couple of days. And if you're not a member, jump onto our website, womensfitnessadventures.com/become a member, and that will be on there, and you can join away right now. And Meg says, can't wait to see the pictures of the adventures. Yeah, Meg, they're going to be amazing, and we'll try and do some live crosses where we can as well, so everyone can share in our adventure. So that's it from me for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed Monday Night Live. Please keep adding comments, share with your friends as well, and if you're watching the replay, please let me know. Otherwise, take care. Bring on February tomorrow. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, seeing you, or perhaps sharing an adventure with you soon. Take care. Bye.